It's a big game seven going down tonight, y'all, between the Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder, tied up at 3-3, led by one Chris Paul, who is the great equalizer. Because let's be honest, on paper, the Houston Rockets are much better, or a much better team than the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I even take it a step further. To me, the Houston Rockets have two of the top 10 players in the NBA today on the same team, led by James Harden and Russell Westbrook, who is not 100%, obviously, because that quad seems to be lingering and seems to be bothering him, and he is on a minutes restriction. And I know a lot of people in the news headlines yesterday was saying, oh, who is to blame? You got to blame Russell Westbrook because he's doing Russell Westbrook things by turning the ball over with seven of them, taking erratic shots and things of that nature. But when I go back and watch that game, and when I looked at the last 3 or 4 possessions, to me, and this is just from my standpoint, Ham Rothstein, to me, James Harden didn't want to go get the ball. And that's my personal opinion. Now, a lot of you are going to say, well, hell, Russell Westbrook should have gave him the ball. James Harden has to go demand the ball. And this is the same thing that happened between Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook in Oklahoma City. A lot of people want to blame Russell Westbrook, but shit, if nobody else wanted, what is he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? Because we know this man is not afraid of any moment. And I'm not sitting up here and saying that James Harden, who I deem as the second best player in the NBA, is afraid of the moment either. But what I am saying here is this. He should have made a more concerted effort to go get the ball. Because if you go get the ball, chances are you're not going to get double teamed because Oklahoma City has been doing a phenomenal job with their team defense. And the guy that has been guarding you, who is a rookie by the name of Dort, has been doing a phenomenal job. So chances are you're going to be one-on-one with the opportunity to make a play for your team to win the game. But that did not happen. And I want to know why. Why? What is Mike D'Antoni doing on the sidelines? I mean, I understand giving your players freedom and the ability to do whatever they want, but my Lord, you have to figure out a way to get the second best player in the world in James Harden the fucking ball. There's no other way around it. Even if you got to take out Russell Westbrook, I don't give a damn. James Harden has to get that ball. He has to get the ball. I'm not saying he has to take the last shot, but he has to touch the rock. He has to. And now you done gave this Oklahoma City Thunder team, who is gritty and nasty and nicely well put together. They don't have a lot of talent, but they play with a lot of tenacity and heart. Why? Because of who I deem as one of the best point guards ever to play this game. In Chris Paul. And an argument can be made that this has to be Chris Paul's best year in the NBA by far. Because like I said before, and I say it again, on paper, this Oklahoma City Thunder team has no business even in the playoffs, let alone going up against Houston and giving them a run to a game 7. So we have to give credit where credit is due. Those guys are doing a phenomenal job. And of course they have the size advantage with Steven Adams down low. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is no slouch on offense. But the defense of Dort, I cannot emphasize this enough, y'all, has been phenomenal. I watched some clips on YouTube the other day, man. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, after the game. Because I'm trying to see, what exactly has he done to James Harden that other teams have not been doing? And it looks like he's just playing with a lot of energy. He's fighting over screens. He's not switching. And he's being smart. And he's not putting James Harden on the line. It's like he has studied film on this dude and he is following it to the T. To the T. And I got to give credit where credit is due. Because to be a rookie and to do this job on James Harden, who is, of course, he's just missing shots, but we have to give Dort a kudos for competing, because a lot of guys on that end in today's game don't like to compete, especially against a guy like James Harden, who can be very frustrating to guard because he's going to get the benefit of the doubt with the calls. He's going to make that step back shot, okay? And he's going to get to the cup and get to the line and finish with that big chest with the and ones, right? But Dort has been doing a phenomenal job, and whenever he contests that step back jumper and not fouling, and he's doing like this little weird swipe, like he's not really trying to block his shot, but he's just trying to distract him. And James Harden has been short arming a lot of shots, airballing a lot of shots, and one would have to say that, you know, Dort is doing a pretty damn good job. Now, James Harden, this has always been my biggest knock on him, because I feel like he settles too much for the step backs. And if he doesn't have that, then he goes directly to the lane. He needs a mid-range game. He needs a post-up game. Now, I've seen him post up maybe once or twice in this series. And whenever he's done that, the Houston Rockets have been very successful on those possessions. But he just doesn't do it. And I don't know if that's a weakness in his game or if Mike D'Antoni does not allow him to go that deep into his repertoire. You understand me? So I feel like James Harden has to make some sort of adjustments. He's either going to have to, whenever they hedge and show hard on that screen, get off the rock super quick, or he's going to have to figure out a way to split the double team, and get to the cup and make plays for others. It's just that simple. But I tell you this, if Russell Westbrook is going to continue to look the way that he has looked to me, to my eye, I think you'll be better off just sitting him down in Game 7. Because for one, he's taking shot attempts away from James Harden. And from two, he's taking the ball away from James Harden. And three, whenever he has the ball, he's not really a threat to make any jump shots because, of course, his legs are dead right now. And he is not playing with that effort on the offensive rebounds and the defensive boards and on defense. He is not right now. And I'm not sitting up here and telling y'all that, hey, you have to pick Houston. I'm just telling you guys that Houston don't have a fucking choice. Because can you imagine if James Harden were to lose in the first round to the Oklahoma City Thunder after having a riff with Chris Paul, after acquiring of Russell Westbrook in his prime? I mean, I don't even know what I would say tomorrow if they were to go down tonight. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised because when things get tight and when the games are close, I don't have any faith in Mike D'Antoni. I don't. And with all of that being said, the Houston Rockets better win this they have to win this game. And those are my thoughts, but I would not be surprised if the Oklahoma City Thunder, led by Chris Paul, were to upset the Houston Rockets tonight. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But I'm pulling for Houston because I know a lot is on the line. Coach Mike D'Antoni's job is on the line and legacy. James Harden's legacy in the playoffs. And then, of course, Russell Westbrook, who hasn't been out of the first round ever since his relationship with KD has departed. So they have to win this game, man. And those are just my thoughts. But once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning into this video. Hit that thumbs button. Hit that subscribe. Share it. Like it. Share it with your friends and family. You can follow me on IG, Twitter, and Facebook and beyond at Ham Rothstein. And just like that, your boy, I'm gone. Poof. Holla.